All right, welcome. Today, we are going to explore a really fascinating way of looking at well-being, one that goes a little deeper than just our biology. We're diving into the subtle, energetic side of how our bodies really work and what it takes to feel truly in balance.
You know that feeling, right? That sense that you're just stuck or stressed, or you're carrying this tension around that you can't quite put your finger on, and you definitely can't seem to shake. It's almost like you're hauling around an invisible backpack, and it just keeps getting heavier.
And there's a good reason for that feeling. Our bodies are incredible record keepers. Seriously, they hang on to all sorts of things: stress, experiences, unresolved emotions, stuff that our conscious mind might have moved on from ages ago. And these hidden burdens can quietly, subtly, influence everything from our energy levels to our mood.
Now, I know this might sound a little bit abstract, a little out there, so let's build a bridge. We're going to start with some established science and see how it connects to these ideas about our body's energy.
The key idea here, the big shift in perspective, is to think of ourselves as more than just a collection of cells and organs. The framework we're exploring today suggests that we are also incredibly complex energetic systems. So, to ground this, let's start with a totally recognized scientific field: psychoneuroimmunology. It's a mouthful, I know, but it's the established study of how our minds, our thoughts, our emotional state directly impact our nervous system and our immune system. It's the hard science behind the mind-body connection, and it shows without a doubt that our feelings have real, measurable, physical effects.
And that brings us to the body's own electrical grid, so to speak. Every single one of your cells communicates using tiny electromagnetic signals. You've got fields like quantum biology exploring how these energy interactions might literally change how our bodies process information. These are the kinds of scientific principles that provide the framework for understanding these energy-based approaches. Okay, so with that scientific foundation sort of in place, let's dive into a specific system that was designed to work with these very principles: the emotion code and its bigger, more comprehensive counterpart, the body code.
The starting point for all of this is the emotion code. Its focus is super specific. It's all about identifying what are called trapped emotions. Just think of these as the energetic residue left over from intense emotional moments, times when our bodies just couldn't fully process what was happening, and that energy can kind of get stuck. Then you have the body code. This system takes that core idea and just expands it a lot. It looks way beyond just emotions to a whole spectrum of other potential energetic imbalances. We're talking about things related to our body's structure, our nutrition, toxins, and all sorts of other stressors.
Probably the best way to get your head around the difference is with a computer analogy. The emotion code is like finding one single corrupt file that's making a program act glitchy and removing it. The body code, on the other hand, is like running a full diagnostic scan on the entire operating system, looking for anything and everything that might be slowing it down.
So the big question is, how do these systems get this information? Well, the whole method is based on working with the subconscious mind. You can think of the subconscious mind as the body's massive internal hard drive. It's the database that stores every single experience. The idea is that a practitioner can query that database to find these imbalances. Okay, this is where things get really fascinating. And let's be honest, it's where the biggest questions probably come up. A lot of these sessions are done remotely, so let's unpack the principles used to explain how that is even possible. And look, it is a totally fair question. How can someone on a video call, maybe thousands of miles away, possibly interact with your body's energy? The explanation that practitioners offer actually pulls from concepts in quantum physics. The key concept they point to is something called quantum non-locality, or what you might have heard of as entanglement. In physics, this is a real observed phenomenon where two linked particles can instantly affect each other no matter how far apart they are. The theory behind remote energy work is that human intention and energy can work in a similar way, that they're not bound by physical space. So here's how the process is supposed to work. First, the idea is that your body's energy field isn't just contained within your skin, it extends outward. Second, based on that principle of non-locality, a practitioner can theoretically connect that field from anywhere. Third, they use focused intention as a kind of conduit to ask questions of the subconscious. And finally, the body gets this new information and can start to rebalance itself.
All right, let's bring this all back down to earth and talk about the practical side. How would someone apply this, and what are the absolutely crucial boundaries to understand before even thinking about exploring it? This part is super important. And this, right here, is the most critical takeaway of this entire explainer. I am going to read it word for word because it cannot be overstated. This system is not a substitute for medical evaluation or treatment. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any medical condition. It's presented as a tool for self-awareness, something that's complementary, not a replacement for professional medical care, period. So, who might find this kind of thing interesting? Well, it's really for the curious. It's for people who want to explore the connection between their emotions and their physical tension. Or for anyone who's just looking for another tool in their toolbox for deeper self-awareness and insight into their own patterns and habits. And what's great is that you don't need a practitioner to start supporting your own sense of balance. There are things we can all do right now. We can notice our emotional patterns by journaling. We can observe our body's physical cues, like where we hold tension. We can regulate our nervous system with simple breathing exercises. And we can nourish our bodies with the foundations: good sleep, lots of water, and balanced nutrition.
So we'll end on this thought. In a world that's so focused on adding more supplements, more workouts, more life hacks, this approach asks a really different question. What if true well-being isn't just about what we add to our lives, but also about what we're finally willing to let go of? It's a pretty powerful idea to sit with.